Hello, it's BrickBot, and all of the super popular Metal Cardbot S toys have been reviewed. All 14 of them by someone. But now it's time for Bluecop, the main leader, to get his seasonal upgrade. Bluecop W. Several months of first development reveals from Samji themselves has finally come to consumers. Might be a better strategy to release the toys like a couple of weeks before the show airs, because I don't exactly remember when S aired its show with the release of the toys. I guess a week after. They're all the Metal Cardbot 3 model. Technically, there's the studio and Samji Entertainment again, familiar sites. Yes, but this time the Metal Cardbots are wild, hence the W. Including a wild claw slash mark. And there's his car mode and 2 sets of weapons, the main metal card and secondary weapons. Thunderous neon cityscape that looks artificially drawn. Yeah, but this is nicely rendered. Alpha mode and assault mode for 2 different weapons for his new wolf gauntlet. Yeah, secondary weapon, also alpha armor. Oh, he's doing some nice finger curls. Looks like the same background. It includes the metal card, and he also has a secret mode. Well, what could this secret be? Funny this isn't quite top secret now because of just the delay of reveal of the product. June got a haircut. And he's sporting a new metal breath. Yeah, I'm gonna have to contend with the fact that it's canon. It's a metal breath and not a metal brace. Yeah, it could make sense. But this third version of the brace breath, the breath brace, it better be compatible with the S cards because the S brace breath, the S breath brace was never released in Korea, only in China. So what are they doing? Why did they not? I mean, they better release this in Korea, please. You know, because what's the point of having the metal cards just for decoration without any interaction points, without any interaction? Huh? It's nice to have accessories too. Another nice pose with his regular forearm cannons, no longer pistols. This plastic clamshell actually feels kind of thinner than the previous trays. I guess they're slightly reducing material, but yeah, it's a typical somewhat compact setup with the big metal weapon right between his legs and the metal card off to the side here, sideways. And you know that the Jump Go version in 2026 will have this off to the side, proudly displayed with greatly expanding the shape of the packaging. And here is the new metal card. Yeah, they've done away with the name now, so I guess this could be a universal card. Easy to import into any language and also makes it more show accurate. Unless Jump Go decides to add his Chinese name anyway. But we'll have to see. Yeah, this is the evolution of the card design. Yeah, they're all intricate in their own right. While this one, I guess it has a wheel, a more circular wheel, with extra ridges. And here is the new logo. So, okay, that's a little bit hard to make out. That really doesn't look like a face. Well, yeah, here are the little eyes in this insignia. Maybe it's Blion's personal insignia. While this was Flame Nova's insignia, it seems, and this is just a general Metal Cardbot logo. Yeah, just the backing is actually pretty identical between all 3 of them. It's just really nice how they just molded all that and managed to chrome plate the top. It is still recognizable as Bluecop, with his signature head design and his signature car headlight shoulders. But his chest is changed up because now it's the front of the car, instead of just the flat bottom. This new shape reminds me of Mini-Force Pixel Power Voltbot. Yeah, you can see the design similarities. But there's a few differences in relocation of kibble and such. So there is more emphasis on some little details that will also be the car front. Like red forward lights and a metal Cardbot logo in there. Yeah, that is quite a shelf. So what could be so different about this head sculpt? And they look just about the same size too, in spite of the fact he keeps getting incrementally taller for each upgrade. Well, one, there is a lovely chrome head badge. And he still has his signature lightning bolt on the ear, screw head on the other. The screws are on different sides. But the new addition is slightly longer ear fins with a metallic painted red up here. Kinda make them look like canine ears. Yes, because they have grown longer indeed. He does carry over the double vented red clear plastic bit on the back. But it still is not quite light piping. That still looks like two separate pieces that do not channel light through, because this is two pieces with a screw in the middle. You know, I was so used to having his leg kibble always being at a forward slant. But this time, they're turned all the way around. So that cleans up much more nicely, except for these tiny little flaps. But they go downward, so that flows slightly better than if they were just like this. Yeah, but I was already kind of wired just to do it like this, always like this. Well, yeah, maybe like this for the familiar Bluecop look. Yeah, we really got more intricate with the legs. Chrome gold pieces and blue inserts in these mostly white shins. Yeah, I guess the S had some more blue while there's more white in the W. And also, yeah, not so much red in the pelvic area, but some nice metallic painted red in the skirt flaps. That is in gold plastic and not gold paint. Yep, those are inserts, so 3 different types of gold working pretty well together. His forearms are looking quite round now that he has built-in wrist blasters. No more separate accessory pistols in his permanently open hands. That could be hard to take out and could easily lose. I guess I wouldn't have minded extra pistol accessories in his now open accessory hands. They're not open hands, they're like round hole hands. That is slightly smaller than 5mm, it seems. Oh, you almost had us there. Okay, that's forcing it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, the softer kind. Yeah, but now universal accessory compatibility. Still has a nice masculine shaped waist. And yeah, back is just kind of has an open flap here. Yeah, but all the car cable is nicely folded up on the legs, just like his S version. Yeah, but what's this? Oh look, it's an extra combiner head, now that he is an all-in-one combiner. Of course. Has his articulation improved? Ball socket head all the way around, a little bit of wiggle. I guess transformational click panel down, which might be annoying if you're gonna put it down. Just hide his head in shame. Oh, it looks like the neck is connected to the back of his head, so that is a clear stem, which might have some clear plastic concerns. But as long as you're not breaking it, as long as you're not actually popping that off, I think it should be fine. Hopefully. Compared to his neck. And his shoulders can go all the way out like this, the double joint shoulders. It's much appreciated it can go out this far, but that does mean his shoulders are on spindly beams. That kind of makes his torso thin, but no biggie. Nice round ratchety rings all around. No upper bicep still, but at least a lower bicep. And these do not go all the way around. There are stoppers in there. So his upper forearms can... Okay, I guess his upper forearms can go 360 if you're kind of forcing it. But as for the wrist, there really are stoppers here, so they can only go this far, so those are natural stopper points anyway. And yeah, I tried taking this apart and trying to put his flesh together, but his forearms are slightly split. Worse on this side than this side. Thus, the soft ratchet here, I kind of loosened up accidentally. Onto the legs. Ab crunch and then back arc. Okay, this side skirt is going to be a little annoying because you have to manually move this out of the way to get that much forward. And nearly all the way back. Soft ratcheties to get all the way out for leg spread. And no thigh swivel. It looks like that could be there, but I guess it is there for structural reasons, but at least a lower leg swivel. That will also function as another joint. Knee goes almost 90. I guess transformational toe down. So honestly, not much has changed in articulation. Just the lower forearm swivels, which is still not quite good as bicep swivels. But at least the back arc and transformation, you know, it's there. And considering he also has a third mode, I guess this is still pretty good articulation. These metal card weapons just keep getting thicker and thicker. This was thick, but this is double the thickness. It's not even confined to the height anymore. It's jetting out slightly ever so higher. Yeah, anyway, but that just gives it more room to have more action features. Yeah, this is two-piece just like the S, just the armor piece separate here. And then you can slide this all the way back. I guess that's sort of auto transformation if you put the head first and then soft ratchet ears. Oh, and there is a separate flap here actually. Yeah, so you just leave it like that. Spread out his little fingers. And then rotate his arm downwards so that the cannon will slot into this big old hole here. Now he's equipped with the Howl Gauntlet. And his second part, the Alpha Armor, is pretty simple. Just fold out those pieces and then slots right on top of here. And then gets the little slot in the front. Nice click. So now he has chest armor and shoulder cannons. Double barrel blaster dealio. And it is kind of cute that his chest is like a wolf's muzzle with the fangs, gold pieces which are whiskers, and even the little cat follicles. And then this symbol also kind of looks like a nose. Yeah, just really laying into that wild wolf theme. They softly click in the front and then can be adjusted at any angle and then can fold all the way back. So you can have just the armor look. The front doesn't exactly connect in super securely. Yeah, but as long as you're not, roughhousing it, it should hold on fine. I mean, these gauntlets just keep getting bigger because that is a massive wolf head. It's just really nice shaped mechanical wolf. Bright red metallic eyes, big old pointed ears. Even those whisker follicles. And a big blue plastic nose. Never mind the screw hole. And his claws, they are pointed like wolf's claws. And he has a ball-socketed adjustable thumb. Which, I'm happy to report that this thing doesn't pop out easily, unlike Flame Nova's thumb. Yeah, but it looks like there's some factory out-of-the-box scratches here. Anyway, so these hands are much more natural looking than S's, like, fingers that look kind of okay, but then if you remember his trick with the freakishly long fingers to wrap around the card. Aw, his thumb had this joint, but this one doesn't. It's just the ball socket. You can't do the thumbs up with this thing anymore. Yeah, you can kind of cheat it like this. Yeah, this joint mostly still works. But you can see there's a big block blocking this thing. Which, then you can get into his assault mode. Just slide that cannon all the way out. Now, this is a super ranged weapon. Which also frees up the biceps so that it can move forward like this. Yeah, so that is a surprise reveal that is almost completely concealed. And then just completely slides out like this with a nice metallic red painted energy charge, I guess. Square double barrels. And then recoil action. Pew. Okay, not ejection action, but I guess that's something you can do. Pew, 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 pew. Now for transformation. Of course you want to put that head all the way down. Just watch the angle of the head. Concerning clicks. And then you do have to move his combiner head out of the way. Yeah, just leave it there for now. Yeah, looks like you should fold these skirt flaps up. And then you can click those in. Just kind of leave those arms off to the side for now, but then you should just fold them in like this. Rotate those around. Double hinged panels. Oh yeah, the torso also has a slider in there. Yeah, so once you fold that up, I guess you just lay the robot head down as you double fold the entire car canopy here. And then the feet fold over. Looks like Bluecop has gotten longer and much more sharp and much more streamlined. Okay, let's compare that with Bluecop S. Pretty much same width, but slightly longer. You know, I have no idea what sort of Lamborghini this could loosely be based off of. But I guess we'll know when they publish the official Metal Cardbot W handy dandy guidebook. Very interesting shapes going on here, like a... What are these, like vents on top right near the windscreen? Because these are extra exhaust or silver reinforced armor with a silver hinge. But as you can see, there's a gold trimming that goes all the way across, similar to S, but a bit more black, I guess, and very interesting look that this does kind of look like tail lights on the front with some squared vents, and those are some sharp and angled bladed hubcaps that are kind of oddly going in the opposite directions for the car. They're all the same mold, so That's a tiny bit of asymmetry there. There's the signature metal Cardbot eyes, but now with a protective plastic glass. Kind of like sunglasses, I guess. So I wonder if you could actually remove these. Just untab those so you could cover those up or just have interchangeable eyes. And he still has his signature brow, his eyebrow. That shape is ever so slightly evolving. And most interestingly, the siren lights that go all the way to the back here, like these metallic painted red bits just continue the siren, so that really does imply like he's constantly speeding in motion, even though this is like static design, just really makes him more aggressive and speedy than his previous form. It really tapers inside, like reversed intakes, and a real spoilery look without a spoiler. 2 sets of clear plastic insert tail lights. I guess these also do look like vents or boosters, coincidentally enough. Yeah, so clips on the feet makes you wish something could attach there. Of course not really. But you could imagine. Just loosely nestle it on. But if it could actually clip, that would have been great. Do supercars not need rear view mirrors anymore, or are they right here? Because I am unreasonably concerned when car robots don't have rear view mirrors, because how are the human drivers supposed to see behind them while driving without robot assistance? And how does that compare to Voltbot, you ask? Of course, the headlights are all out in the front, and, you know, different car shapes and how they transform, so there's a SAMG comparison. So it's great to see everyone's famous main Bluecop just keep evolving for each new season. At a glance, they do kind of look the same, but there are the subtle differences that just give it a different flavor. Yeah, this is definitely the most sleekest and sportiest he's ever looked, because these two are kind of a little squishy cute. Yeah, S is in the middle, while, you know, W just goes full futuristic, realistic sports car. Yeah, these are like much more natural car proportions than this. But is this the definitive Bluecop? I don't know, maybe, because I still don't think it's definitive, because he still doesn't have bicep swivels. He still hasn't gotten his proper bicep swivels back. Mostly because of his third mode. But I guess it is a bit of an improvement in looks. Not so much in the back area, but I mean, the chest, you know, being different is certainly a shakeup. So I guess I see this more as a thematic flavor, like a wild beast armor flavor, than a definitive be-all end-all Bluecop. But this still is pretty much improved from his other 2 versions, although I guess maybe S still has a place because he's a bit more articulated in some places, with his combiner mode sold separately. I don't know if this is slightly easier to transform, not that it was much of a problem here, because metal Carbots are also very simple to transform, as with most Korean robos. But is there still a place for the original Bluecop? I mean, should you just skip this if you still haven't gotten this and just hold out for the 3rd version or the 2nd version instead? Because I know, this has really evolved, because I guess this first one, this feels pretty dated compared to the much more sleek designs. He's kind of chunky. He's more evocative of the 2010s, his Tobot and Cardbot predecessors. Even though he wasn't this chunky. Maybe there's still a charm to this for his smaller size, since Blue Star is coming to the States very soon, like pre-orders are already in. Like, why would you, get this and then just get the definitive version later? Unless you're a character collector, in which you want to get all the Bluecops. Yeah, but I guess if you're only going for one, if you still somehow haven't gotten on the metal Cardbot bandwagon, maybe W, just W will be enough. And he is getting incrementally bigger. But I still think he's still a little bit too small for the main Korean robot car scale, but this is pretty close, I guess. I mean, he still looks pretty small compared to, older toys, but he still could be a short guy, I guess. Scale is not really much of a thing in these metal Cardbot toys anyway, because, the size is determined by the cards. This is quite good, but I'm sure future seasons can bring us the definitive Bluecop toy. I mean, Samkey has to be crazy not to expand their initial 3-season plan with even more seasons, right? Alright, that's it for our one of 2 returning Cardbots. And now on to the new Metal Cardbot W characters.